Thank you, Royce. Dig that hole. Go, Carl.
Last week, on New Friends and Old Problems, we met our new companion, Bothvik Ironfist, an ancient teetotaling dwarf that has been in the service of King Sylvanus for thousands of years. We got to say our final farewells to our lost companions, Mavis and Rosebud. King Sylvan pledged that he will help us as he can, that we could rest there. We took a long rest, then set out the next day in search of the shapeshifter's tracks. And the party quickly realizes that Huck made off with a mithril circlet. In pursuit of the shapeshifter, Guthrag gets a bit lost, but does not admit that to the party. And we come across some orcs and a giant two-headed monstrosity beating up on some bears. We managed to defeat the grounded orcs, and whatever was shooting arrows at us from the trees apparently fled. We then meet the two bears, investigating around the battleground, and find that the orcs were equipped with better armor and weapons than they should have. In the trees, Guthrag finds that there was a carefully planned path of retreat, also something unusual for such beasts. The party wonders if orcs and elves are working together. Guthrag rides a spider. Huck finds a maker's mark of a black arrow branded into the armor on the shoulder of the orcs that no one recognizes. We then go off to meet with Marisara and Gunthelus to tell her about King Sylvans and the imminent threat of war from the perspective of the two Fays in hopes of curtailing the war. And that's what happened last week.
And of course, the electrician has just arrived. So you guys chat amongst yourselves with the realization you're being recorded, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
So as long as we're just sitting here, I will say that I have really worked to edit down the recaps. So I'm leaving a lot out. If when I get done there's something that sticks out in your mind that's important to you, please chime in.
My phone, my internet went out for a second because I have to every day agree to their draconian demands that you not do bad
Terms
things
and
on the internet.
conditions, yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So I heard towards the end with the King Sylvan, but I'm assuming there was the two people who came to life, and they were before we got into King Sylvan's room.
I entirely left out our now missing dwarf friend. I just kind of glossed right over the fact that happened.
Okay.
Didn't see the point.
Well, because it's getting ready to be retold when we get to Marisara.
Right, but he's irrelevant. Wait, are we? What are you talking about, Sophie? Lisa?
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about. I guess it's not the dwarf friend. I'm sorry.
You're talking about the fact that Rosebud, Star, and Mavis are no longer with us. Yes, that's not what I was talking about. Sorry, I was referring to the failed experiment of Bill joining us last week. I glossed over that. Yeah. I left all that out. Okay. But yes, yes. No, I mentioned that.
The two people.
I mentioned that.
The two. Yep. The two from either side of the rooms that we did go into. The two constructs. I'm trying to remember what they were.
The
she's talking about the
animated armor and the serpent dude, and that was off the tomb of I don't know. Those notes were last week. I didn't memorize last week's notes.
hopefully we don't have to know them, but because I don't.
Well, I tell you what, I will
It's probably
copy them
somewhere.
and no, they're not. Well, I mean, my notes are, but yours aren't. I will copy them. Let's see. Let's cancel that. Good Lord. Oh no. I've been recording for 12 minutes. Stop.
Oh,
Oh boy.
You gotta mute yourself, Melissa. I can hear their background.
I'm sorry.
Is that right? Yeah. We're live this whole time. So,
Yep, we're talking to the world here.
I
yeah,
will chime in, but I don't exist yet.
yeah. But you're a person right now, and you could talk.
Okay, Lisa, here you go. Elron, the inventor.
He was he the Fae or the Elven?
He was the inventor. What do you think? Yes, he was the elf. Sorry.
Okay,
He's the guy that invented all the elf constructs.
the constructs. Okay.
Right? And the other guy is Festivus, like Festivus, but with a V.
Right. That's amazing.
I
That's
thought that
the
last time
Fae.
too.
That's the Fae guy.
So
And
Fae.
he controlled elementals.
Okay, so
And
Fae.
the whole point behind well, at least I think the whole point behind our experience going into the museum was to see that in that last war, everybody killed everybody. It was a big old cluster, and nobody was really happy with all the death because there was lots and lots of death.
Yes.
Which I think Corey's character probably would be able
Embodies.
to speak, and would be able to speak eloquently to Mariposa.
Marisara.
I'm
Marisara.
not talking to Marisara tonight, though.
Like, you don't know? You're a totally different character. Come on. You should be excited.
Yeah, I guess I can. But
Huckabus would talk to her, but he's going to bring up things about certain names of certain patrons that Huckabus probably shouldn't bring up. Because he knows them. That's right. He knows them.
See, who else knew Mavis? And nobody here knows, right, other than you and me.
That's correct.
Goody.
I don't know because it's also not in your sheet, so I didn't know it.
Ha.
I was hoping it was. I was like, no, it's not on here.
I have it written on an index card right here. King Sylvanus and... not going to say it.
Yep, thank you.
King Sylvanus, that's my dude.
Right.
Well,
So what are we going to tell? What are we going to talk to Mavis? What are we going to say to Mavis? Let's plan this out before Ken gets back.
Mavis.
Mavis.
Marisara.
Marisara. Too many M names.
But
Well,
what do you have to say to her? Because, like, I don't,
I think
I want to go to the next part.
well, you have 10 minutes to suffer through of me getting talk. No, talkie. It makes sense to me that Huckabus' main thing, since he wasn't even sure he wanted to go and do this, if I remember correctly, was that Mead. So if we...
You guys bribed Huck to go there with Mead. That's pretty much accurate.
So if we absolutely have to... I'm sorry, I'm laughing at my roommate. She's a sweetie pie. Oh gosh, this has been a day. Oh.
Hey Andrew, it's normally like this.
It's the zoo.
Yes. So it seems to make sense. Bye, Tanya. Have a good evening. It seems like the lights off would be great.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That would be great. Sorry. Yep. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. So
You're welcome.
it makes sense for I think it makes sense for uh, um, Sophie, since she is the only one of us who had, because even what's
Well,
his
you'll
name?
recall the last time it was Mavis and Sophie that did the talking because
Right.
Huckabus was probably trashed and or pissed off, or both.
And
Um,
unless
And I
so
Sophie,
you're
believe
kind
that
of, I mean, and think about it like this also, you're kind of the closest thing to this person, although you're kind of an elf, so you're kind of on the other side of this war somehow, which is
yeah,
very confusing to me. But again, you've kind of disavowed your elf side, if I'm not mistaken,
I
quite a bit.
disavowed my
So,
human side. It's
oh,
my
your
human
human
side
side.
that
Oh
really,
shit. Ha. Well
that's what
then,
I hate.
you're kind of in the middle of
Yeah,
all of it, aren't you?
yeah. Well, that's why she's going to be able to go to the elven side, if that's what
Right.
happens, and she can go to her grandmother if she absolutely has to. Not what she necessarily would want to do, but that's what needs to be done. But she definitely has a tie to Marasara, since in her brain that y'all don't necessarily know about, she has seen Marasara with her patron. So I mean, y'all know out of character, but that's it's gonna be hard on her to, if there was to be a war. I think she might swim for another continent.
Well, if
I think,
you'll recall, the two Fae that were bears, they told us the war is already happening.
but then we need to remember to tell Marasar this as well, is that about the um, the black um, archer symbol on the leather of the orcs
Right.
that had really good armor and weapons that you just would not expect an orc to have. And were they Fey? I mean, not Fey. Were
Well,
they
one of the
Elven?
thing,
What's the deal with them?
well, that was one of the things we talked about last week was the possibility that in fact, that the archers up in the tree, we don't know, they might have been elves. We kind of thought that, and then the elves ran away. So perhaps the elves and the orcs are working together, which seems really unlikely. But I had another idea, because that halfling originally portrayed itself as a drow. Could it be that there are drow in play that are acting as agent provocateurs to instigate this war?
Oh, Carl, that's a really good thought. Because the
Or,
drow
again,
might,
if not drow, maybe there are agents that are posing as drow, or there are
yeah,
agents that are pushing the drow. Does that all that make
yeah,
sense?
it
So,
does.
shadows within shadows within shadows, and we all have to walk within the shadows, if you'll remember.
And not a rogue amongst us.
Damn it.
Yeah, yeah.
To you, the viewer at home, I'm sure this is a fascinating conversation.
And this is what happens when your DM's power goes out.
Mm-hmm. I'm back.
Okay.
Are you back with Crazy Bread?
No, I already finished it.
What about pizza?
I'll eat that after.
Ah, and I don't know. Does Little
He's a
Caesar?
21-year-old boy. I mean, he probably just ate 3 large, extra large pizzas and some crazy bread all
Yeah.
in one gulp.
And 2
With
bottles
a
of water.
with the big gulp.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a funny story about whatchamadiddle, about Little Caesars. My mother used to absolutely love Little Caesars pizza when my son was a toddler, maybe 4, and we'd had a stuffed fest, eat as much as you could possibly eat, of Little Caesars pizza, and Brantley decided he was going to jump on the daybed that was down in the den. Jumpity jump, and his mother said, Brantley, don't do that. You're going to fall and bust your head, because that's what all mothers say, right? You'll fall and bust your head. So what did Brantley do? He
Fell
fell
and busted
on
his
the
head.
nightstand and busted his head. Yes. And so if he was 4, I would have been 25. So you can imagine I'm rushing. It's like, I must get my child to the hospital. And my mother is riding in the front seat, and she lived 3 stoplights from the hospital. I mean, No time at all. We were at the hospital. Except that we're driving, and this is my child. She's holding him. He's got his little Batman pajamas on. No, I'm sorry. He had a little red footy Winnie the Pooh onesies. Cute as could be. And I'm driving like a bat out of hell because my son has been hurt. And don't hurt my son. Doesn't matter. He's 29. I would still be driving like a bat out of hell. And my mother, who was eating all this pizza, said, I'm going to throw up if you keep driving this way. And so what do? I keep driving that way because my son is hurt and I don't believe her. Don't discount your mother when she says, I'm going to throw up. Because she threw up all over my son. And he, to this day, remembers, and he's 4, maybe 5 at the absolute oldest. He still remembers the night Nana threw up on him. All that little Caesar's pizza coming right back up.
God.
We got to the hospital. I said, I was furious because how dare she throw up on my child? She went home she was supposed to go home to get more PJs for Brantley. What does she go home and do? Take a bath. And I'm sitting at the hospital with a child who, in my mind, is like his head's busted open. He got, he was, the closest hospital was the trauma center, but it was also the hospital, the county hospital. By the time she got back with other PJs, I redressed him, took her home, and drove to the private hospital, and he got 1 stitch. Now, all this for 1 stitch. And I'm sure the men amongst this group, everyone but me, would say his head would heal just fine, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I can't remember how many I had to get. I've had to get a lot.
Oh, he didn't get any more until he was 27.
Lucky.
Well, okay, but now he's a cyclist, and in 1 year he broke his jawbone and got stitches, and if it had been half or a quarter inch or something closer, he would lost his eye. He broke his collarbone, which he said was the most painful thing ever, and he broke his hip or his femur and had to have surgery with a pin put in.
Never mind.
So that was in 1 year. Yeah, I was going to say. So let's see how lucky. And his friends told him, "Oh yeah, you're gonna have a great scar now. You can, that's how you get the girls with your race stories and scars." And all I could think was, couldn't we find a better way to get the girls? Maybe we can just tell them how smart you are. I'll vouch for you. Go take an IQ test. Get into Mensa. Doesn't that sound like a better way to impress the girls? And I also, remember, we girls, yes, are impressed by scars and stupid stuff like that.
I have plenty.
You have plenty of scars?
Yeah.
Do you get a girlfriend for every scar or something?
No.
That's how this works.
Nope.
Well, then I'll tell him to stop getting scars.
There you go.
It's not going to help him out.
I mean, none of them are really that impressive, though. Like, I have one on my face for whenever a shovel hit me in the face. And I have one on my finger for where I almost cut off my finger, but it doesn't look that impressive at all. And I mean, those are like the most prominent ones.
You really need to make up better stories than those.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the shovel hitting me in the face is kind of awesome because it could be like I got into a fight and somebody hit me in the face with a shovel.
And is that what happened?
No, I'd rather not tell what actually happened while it's being recorded.
And that's fine, but I'm going to suggest that you figure out
Come on, man. Let's hear it.
Nope.
It was not live. Maybe afterwards.
Yeah, I'll tell you after.
But I'm serious. Make up a better story than that, because there's going to come a day that you're going to need to impress a girl. And I'm sure I've told everybody this. Boys, y'all are dumb, okay? Boys are dumb, and girls are mean. So yes, we are. And I say that being a girl. And I say the boys are dumb, having a son and 3 husbands. 2 ex-husbands and a current husband. And you date guys to get to this point of that. So I know, boys, y'all are just dumb. Y'all cannot think like us for the life of you.
All of
And
the Tumblr people are going to come over to the stream, and they're going to yell at us.
Am I being politically incorrect?
I mean, I don't care.
I was going to say, I may be politically incorrect, but I dare anyone to tell me I'm wrong. Because I got plenty of examples from both sides. So I personally think a 51-year-old woman saying, boys are dumb and girls are mean. I've been through it, I can tell you. And if Ken ever gets back, he will agree with me that y'all are dumb. So, but Andrew, we need to hear from you. You can join in the silliness.
I can't say anything yet.
I'm sure Andrew thinks that boys are dumb too. Don't worry about it.
Well, I hope you do, because then you'll be right. And then it means you'd be playing an elf, which would be the right way to go. But you are here.
Ooh.
Your character's not here, but you are here.
Yes.
And until Ken gets back, unless somebody's got something, real quick, I think, recap it, I'm going to go talk to Mirasara with y'all behind me. If Huck says anything, I'm going to say, Mead, please, quickly, and get Huck settled.
So
And
you have a
then-
plan for what you're going to say to Mirasara?
Kinda. But while they get there, it'll be by the seat of my pants, but I have an outline. And then, but I am going to, and I'll make sure that, along the trek to get there, I would have spoken to, let me go back to you, let me click on you, Corey. You are Bothic. Bothic. Wait, Bothic. Bothic.
Just say it faster.
That's Bothic.
Do you go by Bostic or by Fist?
No, it's Bothic.
Oh, shit. I thought it was okay. Didn't know that.
So you just click on them and you can see it. That's my trick. So we all need to do that, Corey. You're right. We all do need to have little thingies. And I love your avatar.
It's the easiest thing ever.
It's pretty sweet, dude.
Dude, you can make one in 2 seconds if you were upside down on your camera. You gotta display your camera to be.
I gotta figure out what the story with that is.
It's gotta be
Wait,
a set.
Can you do it with a picture that exists, or does it have to be?
It has to be a live video. See, because as soon as I turn my camera off, it goes just to my picture.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, because, nothing personal against anybody, but I hate for y'all to see me sitting up in my hospital bed and all that sort of thing, especially live. But, I'll do it if I need to. She's a much more attractive young person. If I could get that youth thing back, I just will put some, strap some Spock ears on and go.
Dagger nabber, dude.
So, Andrew, you live in Rochester, where Corey lives?
I live near Corey, yeah.
Because yes, it's on my pale list, not my bucket list. It used to be on my bucket list to go see Niagara Falls, and I've moved it to my pale list. So I'm gonna get myself better. Y'all better y'all figure out what the best restaurants in town, for a foodie, what the best restaurants would be.
We'll get it sorted.
Thank you. I like that. The Anglophile in me appreciates that you're going to sort it. Something exciting is happening there, isn't it, Corey?
Where? In Rochester?
I'm assuming it was at your house. Let's see. It's either at Carl's house. It's not here because I know what's going on here. It's either... Okay. Nope. Don't hear anything. I think it's you, Corey.
They're talking in the background, but I didn't think it would pick up, but I guess it does.
Yes.
Yep.
Can y'all hear the TV big time from here?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
So I
Yeah,
will.
listening to last week's, trying to do the recap for last week was misery because there was so much background noise.
And some of it, yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to crawl through the thing and strangle the thing.
You had to crawl through the thing and strangle the thing. I will try to keep myself muted. Just like that. But how are the dogs? And the Houston dogs, because you're on my list too. And I have a
Big and drooly?
therapist. I have a therapist who I got to do the coolest things today. Part of my occupational therapy, I went outside and I got to plant the flowers. They built a raised bed, wheelchair accessible garden bed thing. And the person that I did that with was from Houston originally. And so she was trying to tell me, we were talking about tallywhackers and enjoying talking about the guys there. Some of them were really cute. And she said some of them just aren't as cute because different girls like different guys. And I said, well, yes, but that's to be expected. Gosh, I probably shouldn't say politically incorrect things. I'm getting ready to say bad things. So I will just say that we talked about Houston, going to Galveston. That was it, because Houston's not that far from Galveston, right?
40 miles.
And Galveston's on the island thing.
Galveston is an island.
Galveston's the island. So what's the little resort place that's really cool in Galveston?
No clue. Moody Gardens?
Maybe. I'll have to look and see. I'm putting that on my pale list too.
Galveston, it's really nothing to be excited about.
I mean, the fact that I've been all up into beaches from New York down to the Caribbean.
Galveston beaches are pretty disappointing.
Oh, darn.
You got to get down to South Padre to have nice beaches in Texas.
Okay, well then I'll go to South Padre. How far is that from Houston?
7 hours?
Okay, I'll pass. I'm guessing that that's really close to Mexico.
No. About halfway.
Texas is just so big.
I drove for 5 hours on Friday to get to the middle of the state from Houston. And that's not even the middle of the state, technically.
Texas is grande.
Texas is
Somebody's
muy
back.
grande.
Back.
You're back.
At least for a little while. Okay. Thank you for that wonderful recap, Carl.
What? Who are we talking to? What's going on?
Carl, would you recap the recap?
We recapped the hell out of that recap.
So at some point, the actual electric company will come and
Shut you down?
we'll see.
Mm.
Now, right now, I'm running off my my cell phone for Wi-Fi, and I can run off the battery of my laptop, so they can't shut me down. All right. So, when last you left, you had decided to head to see Marisara and give her the lowdown on the trouble you've caused. So,
The trouble we've caused, did you say?
what? Yeah, the trouble you caused. Right? No. Okay. So you travel a couple days through the thick and wild Neverwinter woods, and you manage to find the river and follow it back to the camp. You're greeted cautiously at first, but once you're recognized, or at least some of you are recognized, you're escorted to the camp and to Marisara. And given an immediate audience. Yes. How can I help you?
Mirsara.
Where is some of you are missing?
Yes, and I will get to that. I promise. Um, it it will make sense soon. I I had a flash to you and someone talking about you weren't sure if they would have the wisdom to do something, and whether it was wise or not, it ended up being wise. We went to the memorial park. Do you know
Where?
where which the memorial park? Oh, I must tell
What are
you,
you talking about?
we we went to a what is a memorial to all the elves and the fae who lost their lives during the giant war that we procured the scriptures for you to keep from happening. And we saw that this was
What?
a war that should never happen again.
Where was this?
Where was this?
Yes.
I will describe where it was.
South, east.
It was southeast of here,
uh,
and we found that this is a war that should never happen again. Um, I'm going to cut to the chase in that we were able to free a King Sylvan. Does that sound familiar to you at all?
Not in the slightest.
A king that was of the Fae, who said that there was a great war coming, and that Star, who you will remember as Rosebud, and Mavis gave their corporeal, their human, their this physical state. They gave that up to serve with him, and this was in Bothik, who had served with this king for many millennia, came to work with us to prevent this giant war from happening. This in this memorial part, there were memorials to both the elves and to the fae, and showing how many lives were lost, and how this was just a terrible thing which should never happen again. We also, after leaving there, we met with some other elves who were fighting with what appeared to be orcs, but they had and Huckabus, do you have the the hide that was on the armor, the hide armor that was on the
I have
orc?
the little insignias that I took off the orc. Look here, Maribus.
Yes.
It's a little arrow. It's a little black thing. Isn't that interesting?
On an orc?
Yes, it was on the orc's armor. You see, all these orcs, they were wearing very, very nice armor. It was very pretty and quite lovely. Very strange for orcs to be wearing, don't you think?
Very, very strange.
Does this symbol mean something to you?
May I have that? Indicating.
Huckabus, I'm sure that we could let Mirisara have this in exchange, of course. If you
Well,
don't
no, of
mind.
course you can have. Yes, please, here, take it. Let me know what you find out about it.
Thank you. I certainly will. She looks quite worried. What else did this King Sylvanus tell you about the coming war?
He told us that he would be doing everything he could to try and help prevent it.
And Bothik was present at the last war. Please,
Yes.
Bothik, you probably can tell her much more about that than we could have ever gleaned from the information we saw.
It's your chance to shine, Corey.
Yeah, great.
Canon.
It's becomes canon. I love it. All right, so yeah, Buffett looks up at Marisar, goes, the war. The war had started, and none of us believed it because most of us didn't even know that it had started. What I can tell you is that I became a beacon for that war, and I've been with the king for as long as I can remember. So the actual particulars of the war, I do not remember. What I can tell you is that I've suffered much, much greater than any war could ever be.
Do you remember? You said you remember it started. How did it start? Can you tell me that?
Well, it depends on which side you were on. If you were on the Elven side, it appeared as if the Fae came and they attacked us. Them. I'm sorry. And I've been with the king so long, I feel like I am part of the Elven, and I've even forgotten my own language because of that. It's kind of strange. But if you were on, you're on the opposite side, it probably looked the opposite. So to say exactly how the war started, it is, is probably impossible to say. But from everything that I've been told, it seemed to be a ruse, and then it just grew and it grew, and like I said, most of those memories are gone, and I'm very sorry.
No, I understand. She thinks for a moment. She looks at Sophie. She says, and then kind of scans all of you, but for most of the time, glancing back at Sophie. This is, I don't know if it's good news or bad news, but it certainly needs to be passed on. I must return beyond the veil. I'll take this, and she shows the insignia to Huck. And you'll please have to excuse me. It could be some time, but I need to get this information. I think he looks to one of the men back. Says, give them whatever provisions they need. Go with my thanks. You're welcome here. If you need to return, but as I said, I must go now. Thank you for this information.
Does she march?
What's that?
Does she just turn and leave?
Yeah, she starts to walk past you. You can intercept her if you'd like, but she looks like a person determined to get somewhere and get there quick.
Yeah, Huck's not going to stop her.
Okay. All right. So the soldier at the back of the kind of waits for you, and she's got kind of emotions indicating that if you're ready. I'm sorry, hang on a second.
And magical telephone. There's the silence.
So, Lisa, what you just missed is basically Marisara blowing us off, taking our information and saying, I've got to go back to the Feylands now and talk to somebody. And she just disappeared.
Just like as in a spell disappeared or walked out?
No. She walked out. She walked out and is going to wherever the Fays go to talk to Fays.
I thought that was in your head, but okay.
Okay. What would you
It's
like
all
to
in
do?
your head, Lisa.
Exactly. So she's just walked out. I'm assuming that
Yep.
Bothic did a good thingy about what the thing was, and she was just. Did she look like she freaked out?
What's that?
Is she like she just freaked out and left?
She looks quite concerned.
No, there was no freaking out. She just took the information and said she's got to go talk to her people, and she left.
What time of day is it, Ken?
Whatever time you'd like it to be.
Oh, hi, Ken. I didn't know you were back. I'm sorry.
Then I'm gonna make it lunch. I think maybe we should try to find the tent where they have refreshments and let the I'm assuming there are guards there, right? Ken, we attendants. So we should let the attendants know where we're going in case she comes back. And if she doesn't come back soon,
Oh, no, Sophie, she's
I
not
don't
coming
know.
back. She said she was going to be gone for some time. She said that we could get some provisions and relax, but she's not coming back. I mean, she's coming back eventually, but she said it would be some time.
I guess we should get provisions and maybe rest a bit from our travels and
then we
find
should head
something to
out.
eat.
Yeah.
I don't know where we should go. I mean, the only place I can think of
Phandalin.
is
That's
it
what you call it.
Phandalin?
We're going to Phandalin, I believe.
That's where I
Right, Huck?
wanted to go in the first place.
Right, so
Well-
let's go to Phandalin.
Huck, you have been so good to
Bring me
humor me.
my friend. My friend. And Huckabs is waving at the guy in the back. Says, "May I get some mead, please? Hello, this is Huckabs. Wants some mead."
Do the attendants go off looking for me, I hope? But why don't we go into the refreshment tent until we have a plan? You're right. You've been so good to me to go and to humor me, Huckabus. I must go to Phandalin with you. But let us at least find some tofu cookies before we go. Shall we go to the refreshment tent?
Yeah, let's go get some refreshments and then be on our way. It's early yet. We could make good time to Phandalin today.
Yes. How far is it from where we are to Phandalin?
It's probably 2 days.
Okay. Yes, I think we should stock up on provisions and head to Phandalin.
Let's do that. We don't need to go to the refreshment tent. Let's just get the provisions we need and hit the road. It'll give us all today to go there, Sophie.
Yes. Yes, you're right.
I'm not trying to pressure you or anything, but this is we've delivered the information and you know she has left. I don't know why we have to be here.
I guess I was just hoping for some sort of sign that it was the right thing to do.
I
But
don't think
yes,
you're going to
we
get
should-
that here today.
I think you're right.
Perhaps your little buddy will talk in your head. What was his name again?
I don't think he's going to tell us. But so, is there anything that anybody dire needs? You know,
Yes.
I know we need this mead. We'll get that for you, my friend.
I need
But,
to
and- And then we can go.
Gothrak, do you want to try the mead with me this time?
Keep it.
Ken,
Go into his backpack and go to reach for the vial that is now empty, and he will just look at it solemnly.
Ken, do we remember any sort of area that would have had any kind of thing that I could glean bardic information from? Not for credit in my character, but just what Sophie would want to do now. Learning more about this war, learning more about the Fae, especially learning about the Fae.
What does that have to do with where you're going? I don't understand.
I'm sorry, what?
Why are you asking that question? What's the purpose of that question?
Well, we're gathering up provisions, and if there was a book that I could check out or something, I'm not sure what I would be looking for.
Mr. Fay, where is the first national library of the Faedom? We need to get to the library, yeah. Is there a band of nobles around here? Where is the Amazon? This is the electric company, yeah.
Yes.
We need to come into your home and wire it up.
Yeah.
You need electricity and a back supply of DC with your AC. If you get some citrus and a potato and put some copper in it, you will get electricity, I'm told. I don't know if this actually works, though. But if you wire them all together, you can power an electric clock, yeah. Tesla was a genius, underrated in his time.
Tesla? Oh my God, Tesla was so cool.
I call it lines. I didn't know where to use one of the two lines that the house isn't.
What the hell am I talking about here? Are we playing a game or am I just running my mouth? I think I've actually taken out my headphones and I'm just running my mouth. This is true. I'm not listening to anything anyone is saying. I am just thinking.
I'm sorry. I had to turn off Ken's background craziness.
Edison did not invent the light bulb. No, that was Tesla.
That was Tesla.
Edison
was cool.
was a poser. That's what I'm saying. Edison had no ideas of his own. Potatoes. He thought everything was made of potatoes. You see, nothing is made from potatoes, Mr. Edison.
Edison could file a patent for somebody else's work.
Not for me.
That's about it.
If you take an AC and a DC wire and you put them on your tongue, it goes bzzz.
Okay, so.
And when you take a fan and turn it on, it goes spinny, spinny, spinny.
Did you get all the provisions you need?
I was asking about if it was a First National
I don't know
Library.
really what the truth behind the 9-volt battery is. But if you plug 10 of them in the room, why don't you have 90 volts of electricity? That is the question.
It's a very good question for another time.
I believe Carl and I both answered your question.
There is no library. Okay.
I see that, Ken, I see some movement on your end. Are you back? I've just been talking to myself for about 20 minutes here.
I am back.
Hi, welcome back. I'll shut up now.
Okay, so you got all your provisions.
Did I get some bottles of mead? That's what's important.
Yes.
Okay, 2?
Yes.
That's exciting. All right. And we were going to head to Phandalin at that point, I believe.
All right.
And discuss this magic thing called electricity.
You must tell me more about this electricity. And
Edison
what it
was
does.
a poser. I don't know what I'm
Edison
saying.
person.
So
Let's write this down.
you travel 3 days through the forest of.
Good God.
Not quite 3 days. A little over 2 days in the forest. Then you emerge from the forest and cross over the Tribor Trail that you're very familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
And then go down to the little side spur that leads you to the lovely, lovely hamlet of Phandalin.
Do we smell anything particularly charcoaly in the air? Anything, you know? Is there still a pungent burn smell after a month or so?
You don't smell any active fiery residue. As you turn the last corner before you hit the straight into Phandalin, however, you do see an interesting sight. There is a human with his back to you, and he seems to be speaking with two people who are more facing you with their back to the town, wearing gray cloaks and they have drawn short swords, so they're not aggressively brandishing them. So what would you like to do?
Guthrag will take his shield off his back.
Okay. It's a wise move. I guess Corey didn't want any part of this scene. Carry on.
Hucklevis, are they within shouting range?
You could take a few steps forward and probably you could, yeah, with just a few steps forward, you could probably hear them. They appear to be having a conversation of some sort. So certainly they're within shouting range. If you.
Well, Hucklevis is going to just keep on walking up and see what he hears.
Okay. Everyone else should know that they are muted if they're trying to talk. Just FYI. Okay.
I'm going to shuffle up with Hucklevis.
And ask if they have any books or know the way to the nearest
Oh
library.
no, I've got some stuff. I'm shuffling up, thinking of all my new stuff that I'd like to be able to do.
All right. So is anybody going to try to save Balthric at this point, or just go ahead and let him expire?
Well, you said that they weren't actually aggressively brandishing their weapons, so...
I was talking about Corey.
Yeah, because I just, I dropped and now I'm back. Yeah, you're funny.
So, all right. So you walk up. The one of the folks in the Greek. Everybody, make me a perception check. Let's start with that.
Woo! First roll of the night.
Whoa.
Hey.
Roy,
14.
your dice.
I got an 8.
Oh yeah, amazing! I got a 22.
You're bucking your own trends there, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, I've got to get my new Sophie thing out of the download. That's what a minute ago made me drop. So I will try not to do whatever it is that makes it want to make me drop.
Okay. We'll worry about it later. Okay. So, Royce, you hear some of the emails roll relatively high, above 15.
Give me a second.
14.
Nothing wants to work for me today. Oh no. Well, make sure that you make me fail miserably.
Okay. Success.
Sorry?
You successfully fail miserably.
Okay.
So, Royce, you begin to be able to hear some of the conversation, and the one of the gentlemen in the gray cloak. Have you been to Phandalin recently, Royce?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Okay. He's basically saying, demanding to know who this person is and why they're here, and just giving him the general, extremely defensive rundown. And at this point, we're going to, at this point, we'll see what you guys want to do.
Sorry. There's two guys in gray cloaks brandishing short swords against another person, and the two guys in gray cloaks are saying, "What are you doing here? Who are you?" kind of thing.
Right.
Do the gray cloak people look like they've got red stuff underneath? Haha.
Probably not.
Since we don't know that the other guy might not be a bad guy, I'm guessing that there's no perception's already been rolled, and I failed miserably. I'm going to investigate it. Ha ha ha. I'm gonna try to get a little bit closer.
Okay, no problem. I mean, they're down in the middle of the road.
What is going on here? With my, I'm sorry. What is going on here?
The one that was talking kind of quickly snaps his head towards you and puts his sword out in a defensive, kind of aggressive defensive posture, if that makes any sense. He says, and you, oh, it's you.
Yes, it is.
Once you guys get close, those of you who met the keeper of the orchard. I know
The
you
keeper of the what?
Sure.
Yeah. I recognize this elf is the man who owns the orchard here in town.
The man who
Yes,
owns the
yes,
orchard.
we had some lovely milk at your orchard once, didn't we? Your daughter served it to us, I think.
Oh. He looks kind of torn. Are you back for a while this time, or just passing through to stir things up again?
Well, we don't know the answer to that just yet. Why are you crossing this good gentleman? Hello, who are you?
I'm going to look at the good gentleman, as Huck has titled him, a little bit suspiciously. Was I with y'all with this orchard thing? That had been a long time ago.
Yeah, it was me. It was Rosebud and
I think it was really just me at this point. Maybe Guthrag was there.
yeah, but that conversation was the two of us, Rosebud and Huckamus only in that conversation with the milk and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
The milk was the farm. The orchard is
Yeah.
the other side of town.
Oh, I
Oh.
wasn't there for the orchard.
Oh.
Maybe.
I was. Then Sophie's the only person there for the orchard.
Oh, okay. He offered you apple pies.
Yes, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And was he a good guy? He must have been if we ate his food.
And Royce would have been there as well.
I think I remember it vaguely.
Elf that grows an orchard and makes apple pies and apple cobblers and apple ciders and apple brandies and
Yes, sir. I must ask also, if you will state your business. This good gentleman is a citizen of this town, and I do not recognize you.
Andrew?
I will raise my head and give a very tired and solemn look to the person addressing me, and say simply, I don't want any trouble. I'm just passing through.
Can I roll an insight on that?
Sure.
If I would open the right window? 12.
Seems to be telling the truth.
Which way are you coming from? What town have you been to last?
The last town I traveled through was Connaberry.
In your business in Phandalin?
Just passing through, like I said.
I do think that it would be possible to find him. I'm going to assume you're looking for a meal. Most people are.
Place to eat, place to sleep for the night.
The inn is quite lovely if it's not burned down still.
Is there? I'm assuming that there's no
Everybody roll me a
reason.
perception check.
Oh, jeez.
I
That's the
didn't do as
second
well.
one.
11.
I failed
I
miserably.
got a 19.
It only takes about a 10 to see both of the gray cloaked figures cringe at Huck's statement.
So Huck sees that. He turns and says, "What? I didn't burn the place down. Your lack of leadership and terrible mayor burns that place down."
Well, okay.
Huckabus, always out to make a new friend.
So, alright. Wait. We are in this town, and the first thing we see are these two men and this guy that's begging for food. Why are we even talking to these people? Is there an inn in this town?
Well, you're still on the out. You're still maybe a quarter mile from the actual town.
Huckabus nods. Yeah, there's an inn.
Oh, that's right.
Possibly we could escort you to the inn. I'm sure that's the first place that we will be going. Would you care for us to escort you to the inn?
He
Just
will.
as
He gives sort of a heavy sigh, and his shoulders slouch a little bit, and he says, "Sure, why not?"
Well, then let's go.
All right. So you start heading the last little leg into town itself, and as you walk past Darren, the orchard man, he looks you straight in the eye, Huckabus, and he says, "I hope you're ready." And he puts his short sword away and kind of starts just kind of walking along behind you.
No, Huckabus stops and looks at him and says, "Ready? Ready for what? What am I ready for?"
You'll see.
No. You start this. You finish this. What am I ready for?
I'm
Promise.
assuming this is loud enough.
I have the words for it. Just come on, we'll show you.
This was loud enough for everyone to hear.
He's not trying to hide it. But
And neither is Huckabus, I'm assuming.
No.
all right, so you walk just a few minutes.
And we're attacked
Hey,
by
Rudy.
dire dogs.
Dire miniature schnauzer.
Wild
Hey,
beasts.
Rudy.
Guthrag casts guiding bolts at one of the dire hounds.
You don't want to mess with my youngin'.
Electrical guy. I'll be back.
Okay.
Rudy.
Intermission.
Corey.
Rudy is a wonderful watchdog and a terrible guard dog.
And out of the ground, below Phandalin, arises the mighty Tarask.
Oh.
And we all die.
And Guthrag jumps up on its head, stringing a chain in its jaws, and rides it like a horse.
Yeehaw, cowboy.
Heck yeah.
And
No
that's how the game ended.
Guthrag became the tyrant of the land with his pet Tarask,
This pet Tarask.
named Tiny. One of my headphones is broken, so it's going to be kind of difficult for me to hear everything that's going on. I don't know how it happened. I just bought these, but now one doesn't play any.
Well, you
Take 'em
haven't
back.
muted it. You haven't muted your self, have you? I seem to have had that trouble recently.
Because the one's working, it's just the other earbud isn't.
So, Andrew, at the beginning when I said this is how it normally goes, this is not how it normally goes.
This is
At
nothing
all.
like.
I figured.
Well, I mean, every time Ken leaves, I always make up something, but other than that, yeah, this isn't how it goes.
It's Tuesday, so I'm going to guess Aunt Janet is at church or she would have gone. It's 8:30. Yes. Yes. I always must figure out what's going on.
So is anybody else as excited for the Warped Tour lineup that just got released as that I am? Or does nobody else care?
I've not been able to contain myself. My
Don't even
therapist.
know what you're talking about.
I don't either.
Vans Warped Tour? It's like the big concert that goes around, and it's like for alternative music. And by alternative music, I just mean everything that's not pop and hip hop.
What is it called again? Pan? P-A-N, like the god of
Like Vans, the shoe company.
Van. I'll ask my son. I'm going to see Jackson Browne in May. Does that count?
Yeah.
Anybody here know who Jackson Browne is?
Nope.
Wasn't he Lucifer's stepson?
Jackson Browne?
Yeah, isn't that in the Bible? Isn't that in Leviticus?
No. You were my only hope, Carl.
I know who Jackson Browne is.
Thank you very much.
I know who Jackson Browne is.
See, one of y'all should come here because I can't find anybody to go with me.
That's because I wouldn't go with you either. Yeah, I know who he is doesn't mean I want to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Not sorry.
Because I know who he is, it makes me definitely not want to go.
This sounds like what happened. My birthday, Brantley was here, and I was saying, okay, so I'm going through my list of concerts I must go to before the people are not touring anymore for one reason or another. And I mentioned Jackson Browne, which he knew about. And then I mentioned James Taylor, and he said, that's the worst music in the world, Mom. You cannot possibly. He said, I cannot find any redeeming qualities in that music. And I'm like, it's James Taylor. James Taylor. He said, no. So I got him to go Tom Petty with me. I'm sure he would go. Did somebody go? Tom
God,
Petty?
yes. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
No, I won't sit down. No, I will stand my ground. No, I'm not a fan of Tom Petty. Sorry.
I forgive you.
That's the Tom Petty. Yeah, not a fan.
I forgive you.
No, you don't.
No, not really, but I'm trying to. By the end of the evening, I will forgive you. What do you listen to, Carl, other than
If I'm
obviously
going to listen to music
musical?
that's not, well, no, I don't actually like musicals. I just work them.
Yes.
I like prog rock and jazz, basically. That's kind of my thing.
Prog rock.
Yeah, Pink Floyd.
Don't really care for Pink Floyd.
Well, there you go then.
There you go. It was really good.
I guarantee you none of you know any of the bands that I listen to, so I won't.
I promise you I do not.
Well, don't be too sure. My caregiver is 20, and my son is 29, and they're, they like different kinds of stuff. Well, Brantley's into EDM right now. But he's been into everything from Metallica to going to, he likes Tom Petty because that was what I sang him for lullabies when he was 5. But
yeah, but the thing is, like, people my age don't even know the bands I talk about.
I was telling y'all to hush, but I was
Hush!
So I guess I can forgive you for not hushing on command.
You are correct.
All right, so I have, in theory, 15 minutes while he climbs up the pole and hopefully finds that it's a loose connection up there. If not, could be more interesting. Okay, so you go just a very short ways further, and you get a more clear view of town. You see that probably another at least half a dozen buildings have been razed, as in ripped down, including. This one catches your eye quickly, including the temple shrine Utamura.
what, can we not leave this place without things happening to it?
The inn is no longer standing. Pretty much the whole east side of the town has been completely destroyed. You see some a few like makeshift tents. Um, and probably the population is maybe a third of what it was last time you were here.
What about that? What was it? The Sleeping Giant or whatever that other inn was? For the red shirts or red coats or whoever went?
It's still standing.
Is there anybody in the town?
Oh yeah, and there's maybe like I said, about a third of the population from before.
And the two people with the short swords are still with us, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And so maybe you could tell us what happened here. Because this is not the town that we left. We left it with the inn that we stayed in. We left it with the Temple of Tamora. This is not good. I would like to know what happened here.
Well,
We left Silver
Someone
Unit's house.
came in, stirred up a hornet's nest, and then left. We weren't prepared to hold off that group.
Wait, what is the hornet's nest that you speak of?
The adventuring types that were allied with the Red Cloaks,
Allied with the Red Cloaks?
or their bosses, or whatever the word for it is.
I'm gonna look at Huck. Does that sound? What did we think of what they're saying?
No, I thought that we
Adventuring.
defeated them all before we left. I don't know what they're saying.
How long ago was this adventuring group you're speaking of that allied with the Red Cloaks? How long ago were they here?
They came right after
I'm sorry, I'm not sure who that is, but I'm having a hard time hearing. I'm sorry.
Corey, mute yourself, would you?
I got it. I had it. He unmuted it. Okay. They came like a couple nights after you guys left, and whenever they wanted something after that, they just kept. They came back. Did what they wanted. Sorry, hang on, guys. Hello? Yes. I mean, it's definitely not on. Let me see if we can check on the flickering. I assume you didn't see anything.
Und then there was no one there.
I was gonna say.
Huggerus continued on to speak about the magic of electricity.
Who is this Edison you speak of?
No, seriously, the last time I did this, I just like put everything down and I was just talking. I'm not going to do that again in case Ken comes back.
Ken will come back and not know he's muted, but hopefully he will figure it out because I do.
Again, Andrew, this is not how it normally goes.
No. And the sad part is, Corey, well, when I was, miming stuff to Corey, and he was so excited, he and Andrew both were so excited for 7 o'clock to get here. And, dadgum Janet's power. Dadgummit.
Frickin' reality.
And stupid real life always getting in the way.
Exactly. As Denise, my caregiver, likes to say, she hates adulting. I'm like, well, get used to it. She just turned 20 today. Adulting, that's all you got left. Let's see if Ken's not talking about electricity yet. Oh, well, once you unmute them, now once you mute them. Or am I crazy?
No, you can't unmute them once you mute them.
Oh. Okay. Well, hopefully Ken will figure out that And if he can't figure it out, then hopefully he won't look at the chat and see that it was me who muted him. But of course he will. If Huckabus is going on and on about Edison, I'm missing it.
No, I'm showing you the Mastiff.
Oh, I can't see anything. I just see the kitty.
Oh, don't know why.
I just see a black screen.
Weird. All right, well, she's gone, so it doesn't matter now.
Oh.
Now you have to see me. Blah!
I just see a black screen still.
I see a kitty.
Okay.
Don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
All right. So apparently there's a problem underground. So they're getting ready to cut all the power.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Ken.
That's okay. Okay.
No, that's bad.
So they'll fix it tonight. So I say we go as long as my cell power and laptop power hold out. At some point I'll just disappear and you'll know that the session is over.
And then we'll make up whatever happens next.
Right. You guys just go ahead and
Getting into Rask.
take turn DMing from there. Welcome to our quality entertainment, Andrew.
Yes, Huckabus has been, well, Carl has been very good about explaining that this is not the norm.
Mighty fine production here.
The from one of the makeshift tents, the innkeeper's wife runs out. Oh, thank God! Thank the gods!
Oh, my dear one, what happened?
They killed him.
They killed did they kill your husband?
They killed him, and they took her. They tried to stand up to them. Now they're gone.
Who, my dear? Who did they kill?
They killed my husband.
Oh my! Oh, I'm so sorry.
And several of the other townsfolk. Anybody who wouldn't just do as they said.
Who are they? Who exactly?
Yeah, I mean, who is this they you keep talking of?
One was 1 second.
Hey, Lisa, can we turn the TV down or off further?
Yeah, she can't. Her roommate.
Oh, it's the roommate person, okay.
But yes, thanks for muting. There was that wizard that was in charge of the red brands, and he came with huge hairy creatures and they just overwhelmed anyone that stood up to them.
How long have you been living this way?
And when's the last time you seen the creatures?
It was about 2 days ago.
Do you know?
What's that?
Which way did they go?
They go. They go out past the manor house. It's kind of southeast.
Okay. Do you know where this manor house is? And I look at Huckus.
Yes, it's that way. And he points to the southeast.
Okay, but it's been 2 days.
Right.
Do they come back with regularity?
I mean, 2 or 3 times a week, whenever they want something.
What is it that they normally want?
Supplies, information. Sometimes some of them just come for the fun of it, I think.
Where is the mayor?
Hmm?
The mayor. Where is Sindlin?
Sildar?
Yeah.
Oh, they killed him as
They killed him.
yes.
Oh, yeah. So there's no rock seekers left in the world.
Sildar wasn't a Roxy.
What?
Sildar was a human. He was a companion of Gundra Rockseeker.
How many of them are there? There's the lizard, and how many others?
3 to 5 at any given time.
And are they different 3 to 5? I'm trying to figure out what their forces are like.
They're those big, hairy, 7-foot-tall monsters. I don't know if it's the same ones or different ones.
I think we may have to go and clear out the manor house.
Didn't we do that once before?
It seems to be our lot in life.
Oh, dear. What say you, dwarf?
Which one?
The either one, I don't know.
I'll tell you what. That map y'all been talking about sounds much more interesting to what the hell is going on in this town.
But these are people, and they need our help.
I'd say it's time to serve some justice.
Thank you. Yes.
What are you doing all this time, Andrew?
I've been listening to the group squabble, and I'm finally just going to pull out my greatsword and say somebody's got to do something here and start walking off towards the manor.
Oh my, that's a big sword he has there.
I do believe that our friend, our newly arrived in the town friend, has the right idea. But sir, we might need a plan first. Please do. I beg of you.
Yeah. There's a plan. There's a plan.
And the plan would be?
To go in, kill everyone, get the girl.
I like the way this one sings.
Yeah, I think I like this guy.
May we have your name, sir? If we are going to fight side by side, we should at least know who you are. I am Sophie. These are my friends Huckabus, Bofthik, and Guthrag. And you are?
My name's Derek. Derek Spencer.
Derek, I'm glad to know that you have a sword and are willing to use it. But I'm trying to think what else we might know of these things. You say they're hairy, 7-foot-tall creatures. Do they look like anything? Do they look like orcs? Do they look like what could they possibly look like? That's directed at the innkeeper's wife.
He looks at you just so confused. He says, you fought them right here.
The bugbears.
I don't know what they're called.
Oh, thank you, Huckabus.
Yes,
Okay.
well, what they are is irrelevant if we're going to go kill them. Wasn't there a
Yes.
back way into the manor? Does anyone remember
Yes,
that?
there was. There was, and that's where we fought the wizard who had gone crazy.
No, that's underneath. That's like the cellar.
Oh,
Is
You're
there a
exactly
back
right.
way? I mean, we tried this full frontal assault thing once, Sophie. You weren't there. It didn't go well. Guthrag can attest to that.
It didn't
yes,
go very well.
yes, we went in and there was a sandwich wrapper on the table. But I don't remember if there was another way in. We should try to find another way in, though.
Or we can create some sort of diversion. Bring
I'm
some people
gonna
out to
I'm gonna
us.
tell you what. How about Derek? I think has about the best plan. How about we just go in and we beat face and get this over with?
It's all right. You first.
Fine with me.
And I look at Guthrag and I go, there's a lot of talking around here. I think I like this guy because I think he likes action. And I pat you on the shoulder and I turn over to Derek and I go, come on, man. We see what that door is.
Yep. And I'll start walking off with Corey.
All right, so Derek
Follow shortly behind.
and Corey are leading the way, Guthrag behind, and then the
Derek and Bothvik.
That's correct.
Just making sure Corey's not. There's not a Corey as well. Okay.
two casters in the rear. I think this is the first time we've ever had an actual standard marching order of any sort.
Yeah.
People where they're supposed to be.
Easy.
Okay. I got to get out front then, right?
All right, so you guys head out east towards the street past the sleeping giant. You begin to notice about halfway down that street the occasional spider. It's they're maybe the size of maybe even would have been the size of Rosebud's fist. I mean, they're not like they're organized in a marching in column. You just begin to see them in webs everywhere. As you get a little closer to the sleeping giant, you see that pretty much the whole front porch of that is webbed over. And numerous of these creatures are scurrying about.
Does anybody have a torch?
I would look at Huckabus.
I have a magic torch.
But it does. Oh, wait, I'll shut up.
Why? What do you want to do?
Light the place up. It'll take care of the spiders.
Oh, well, I can do that. Create bonfires, Zap.
Oh, that's super got.
This is not your strong suit, Huckabus.
Fire? Yes, it's getting to
Maybe
be.
a wisdom check, anyhow. Wisdom is okay, right? It's your intelligence. Like it.
Wisdom is a 10 plus 2. 12.
Right. What you know of spiders and the such is that these don't really seem to be interested in you currently. But if you were to if their webbing was to catch on fire, they would probably become more aggressive.
Yeah.
Certainly you would kill some of them, but scanning the area, I mean, you remember there were thousands of little ones. You've got to guess there are probably hundreds, at least, of this size.
Mm.
There's this voice in my head that says this is a very bad idea.
I mean, to be clear, they're not in any way obstructing your progress. It's something obvious.
Well, they don't seem to be bothering us. Why don't we press on? Come on, Spencer, let's go.
Fair enough.
All right. You continue on to the road up to the manor house, and Guthrag, roll me a survival check.
Alrighty. Oh man. Yeah. That's a 6.
That's our Guthrag.
That's so Guthrag.
That's so Guthrag.
Um, you can't tell really either direction. The road actually continues a ways beyond the manor house, and then it also turns off to the manor house. So you can't really tell. You don't really see any tracks in either direction.
And was I the one tracking?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
You're the
And
only
you're
one
crappy.
track, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So by default, you're the tracker.
Oh, okay. I just thought we were going to the manor.
Well, you were, but you got to the little fort here, and after you just kind of look at kind of a passive looking around kind of deal.
Oh, okay.
I was just giving you a freebie.
Oh, well, thank you. Although I failed.
Yep. I can't help what you do.
Yeah, I would just relay that information. Just say that I don't really see where the tracks go anymore.
Well, how about we go to the manor then?
Seems good.
All right.
Start there.
You head up the little hill to the manor.
There's still thousands of these spiders all over the place.
Yeah, actually the manor is kind of surrounded with some trees, so it's pretty thick, webs and the such. Yes.
Like, thick enough that we'd have to break through it to get into the home.
Yes.
I'm a little confused. Unless they are friendly with these beasts, how do they get in?
There's always the basement.
Lead me to there, my friend Alcavis.
Okay. So Huck leads you around to some storm cellar doors. Interest of making up for lost electrical time. You go down. It looks completely unoccupied. Looks like no one's been here since you guys were here last.
Huckivus wants to light the place on fire.
Yeah, but
No, he doesn't.
yeah, that's a bad idea, but he already told us that, so we can't do
Well, there
that.
are no spiders down here. You could set something on fire down here if you wanted. That'd be fine.
Yes, but eventually it's to get to the places where there is spiders.
So
It's the basement where there's nothing, right?
Yes, nothing. So,
But that doesn't mean there's not be something upstairs.
is there any way to get upstairs from the basement?
Not that we know of.
No.
At all? There's no way that we can, even maybe go through the floor to get to the basement.
Well, I mean, you could, chop things up if you like, but
Okay, so we're in the basement, right?
right. Think of it more like
Well, to go up to the first floor.
think of it more like a root cellar
Okay.
where you can only get to.
Oh, okay. It appears we're going to have to go through the front door, or possibly scout out another way to get in, to enter.
Just
Are
go
the
through
windows low
front.
enough?
Okay. Again, in interest of making up for lost time, it becomes quickly apparent that it would take a miracle if anyone else had been in this place since you guys were.
Okay, I think we should go check somewhere else.
Yeah, because we're not getting air.
What exactly did they tell you? What was your question? And what was the answer as to where the people came from?
I thought they said they were coming from here, but possibly they said they were coming from this direction. So we need to look for, and it's bugbears and a lizard. So I'm thinking that they must have a hideout somewhere in this area.
Right.
And she looks over at Guthrag. Do you think you would be able to find them? Or and
Let's
then
look
she
at the
looks
map.
over
Does
at
the map tell us
Derek.
anything?
What's that?
The map. Sorry, out of the accent. Does the map that leads to the crude map that we got. Is that X close to Phandalin?
It looks like it's maybe 10 miles southeast of Phandalin.
So the direction that we've been headed?
Correct.
Ha! Huckabee says, look at the map. Does it show us? Is it beyond here? And maybe we should go that way and see if we can find them. Maybe they're in that mine that we've been talking about.
Well, it's certainly worth a shot.
That's a very good idea.
Well, Huckabee is an idiot. He never has good ideas, but occasionally flashes of inspiration come to him. Kind of like when your patron talks to you. What was his name again, Sophie?
Oh my, is this going to
I'll
be a
whisper
thing?
it to you at some point, but right now we really must take care of business.
I already know his name. Ha 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 ha.
I know you do, but we won't be saying it, right?
Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But so we should go towards this mine. And Guthrag, I think you should take the lead and track us there. Maybe you'll find more footsteps.
Oh,
Yes,
give it my
Derek.
best shot.
Derek, how are you at being able to find things in the woods? Is that something that you're able to do?
That's not exactly one of my strong points.
Well, Derek, you have this magnificent sword, and let me just tell you it's magnificent. But what else do you do? What are you good at, other than swinging that sword?
Well, that's a long story for another time, I think.
No, make it short. You can hack at things. You can poke at things.
Yeah, I'm real good at hacking.
What about poking?
Not so much the poking.
Oh, I see. What about
What about
magic?
punching? Do you punch things?
He punches things. That's the little dwarf right there. He punches.
Guthrag's been crawling on his hands and knees looking for tracks this whole time.
I hope so.
Point of inspiration for Royce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I'm trying to get us moving along.
All right, so you're gonna continue on following the map. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and again, in interest of time, I'm gonna say, Andrew, if you wouldn't mind, maybe opening up just a little bit to the party as you're following the map.
Sure.
Kind of give them a little your background.
Sure.
Introduce yourself.
So my name is Huckabee. My favorite color is blue. I like my horns. I like to play with them. What about you? Tell us about yourself.
I used to be a paladin.
Oh, that sounds ominous.
Up until recently.
How can you
used to
use
be a
to
paladin.
paladin?
My town came under attack, and I lost myself in battle, and ended up killing everyone in the town.
Huckabee takes 2 steps backwards.
Yeah, and
So
I
does Sophie.
definitely grab a more defensive stance.
So
Can I
yeah,
roll an insight to see if he's going to kill us?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, that one's good. 21.
He might.
He might.
That's a good answer.
And I feel certain of this, so I'm going to look at my original party members, or the original ones that are left, and just shaking my head.
Okay, so you used to be a paladin. You killed everybody you know. And now you're doing what?
that's an excellent question.
You should be atoning for your actions.
Well,
Who do you serve?
I don't serve anyone anymore. The gods couldn't allow something so horrible to happen.
Who did you serve?
I was a faithful paladin of Tyr.
Oh.
Or, I'm sorry, Torm.
Oh.
Torm.
Gotta look that one up unless you can give us a real quick. What is that god of?
He's the lawful good, super holy god, basically.
Oh my God, Ken.
He would be the god of defense as opposed to Tyr's god of.
Offense.
Wait, so is he similar to what's his name? Grand March, Marissa,
Erroneous? Close enough.
Erroneous.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I will try not to channel Marissa then. Have you prayed on this? This is not my area of expertise, but it seems that you must pray on this to determine what you should do.
The man
Yes.
seems very confident in what he's doing. Who are you to give him advice?
No, wait, but everything I've ever heard of this is that the Order usually kills that paladin. What happened here?
There was nobody left. I destroyed the altar and the temple, and I left.
And
That
now
sounds
you
angelic.
have no patron, so you have no oath.
No,
Oh dear.
I follow no god.
But
And Boftik very quickly turns around and looks at his remaining party members and goes, "This is not okay. You understand that?"
Who did you look at?
All of the rest of my party members, you know what I mean? Kind of like, I imagine that I was kind of able to kind of turn my back to them and just go, "This is not okay. Do you understand what's happened to this man?"
Jethro kind of has like a squinty-eyed glare centered on Mr. Derek.
Huckavis has a big stupid grin on his face and just kind of shrugs his shoulders.
well, it sounds as if he has forsaken his God and the gods have forsaken him. But I'm not sure that I'm right on that.
I don't know what happens for this man. When did this happen?
This happened. Let me check my notes. This happened like Ken. I don't have the timeline on this. I forgot to write it down.
Would have been 5 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Or the blood still bloodlusting yet through you. What would cause you to do this again?
It was a lapse of judgment, if you will.
Well, fucking obviously, you what?
It was a large band of orcs that came after my village. They overwhelmed everything so fast that I just started killing everything that moved until everything stopped moving.
Wait, let's see if I understand this. You're saying that
He's a murderer.
you were, well, he's saying, if I understand correctly, that you were killing the orcs to begin with.
Yep.
And then you snapped and you just killed whatever was in your way.
That's pretty much it.
You are some warrior, apparently.
It seems that you have much to atone for.
Yeah, when you do what I did, it's not exactly say a few Hail Marys and move on.
Yeah.
Possibly helping to right the giant wrong that has been done in Phandalin, because I cannot believe our innkeeper, there's so many people who have been affected. Possibly by helping the everyday people of Phandalin, you will be able to atone somewhat for your lack of. I'm sorry, a lapse of judgment is me charming Huckavis again. This was much more than a lapse of judgment, but I do believe that if you help us, that it will start to
Gain favor with your god.
and
I
wipe
don't
some of
believe
the
in
blood
gods.
from you. You don't believe in the gods. You don't believe in the gods.
No god could allow to happen to my town what happened.
But it wasn't a god. It was orcs.
As Derek and Sophie are having this very deep conversation, Huckabus, you see, you've gone into, you're in the foothills, and slightly, you've kind of meandered through them at this point, and you see on one of the sides of what is close to a mountain, something just doesn't look right. It's like a weird, the rock is catching like a weird shadow, and it, just it catches your eye.
You say there's a rock that's catching his strange shadow?
Yeah, the shadows don't look quite like they should. Something.
How far away is that?
It's maybe 120 feet.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt at it and see what happens.
Okay.
Oh God.
All right. So you cast Firebolt. It does a whole lot of fiery exploding up against the side of a rock, and it otherwise you burn some minor foliage.
Does anybody else notice that Huckabus did that?
It was a firebolt.
Yeah.
Huckabus, was it? Did you see something?
I
What
don't
did you
know. I was
see?
just bored. I just thought I'd, start firing off some. No, seriously, something looked funny up there. So I thought I'd, firebolt it and see what happened.
We must not let you think on your own again.
No, that's very cruel.
But look what just happened. We have a fire. We must go put this fire out. I've been told it will burn the whole town. Sorry, that was channeling this again. Sorry. But we must go and see what is it. Show me what looks funny. We're looking for things that look funny now.
Oh yeah, why were you guys?
Well, that looks like a scorched side of the rocks over there.
What did it look like before?
I don't know. It just looked funny.
Well, where was it that it looks funny? Show me.
Where it's scorched now. He's pointing.
Excellent job of marking the spot.
He what?
An excellent job.
I'm going to go and walk over to the place that has been identified as the funny spot.
Okay. You walk over by yourself,
No, Huck will go with her.
away from the rest.
No, I walk up there with her.
Oh, okay. So a lot of you walk over there, and you see that basically the rock kind of bends around, and it would be difficult to see if you didn't know there was something to look for out here.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of covers what looks like a hidden tunnel.
Ooh, secret passage.
That's a bit peculiar. And you saw this.
That's why I shot the firebolt at it, yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm glad to see you're aggressive, Tiefling.
Sometimes.
What is that? What is that thing on your horn?
Hey, that's mine.
I've been dying to ask you about that.
It's mine. Stop it.
Okay, so is this where the map ends?
You look at the map, and yeah, it certainly could be the X.
Where did we get the map again? It's from the...
Cragmaw Castle, you weren't there.
Okay.
I have no idea. You brandished a map after.
We got it at Cragmaw Castle after defeating some very, very nasty bugbears.
Oh.
Mavis
Those are fun. I used to train on those. Those are fun.
was a bugbear and an owlbear and all kind of berry-like things.
But that was what the innkeeper's wife said was coming after them.
Well, then maybe we'll fight one today. What's in this tunnel? Hey, I'm gonna kind of make my way down here. I hope you follow.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks a bit, and so now I walk up close to the entrance to that tunnel, and I kind of look in. I have dark vision, so what do I see down in there? Is it lit? What is it?
It is not lit. The tunnel goes about maybe 40 feet or so, and opens into a larger cavern.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. I think that it looks like there's an opening in there. At least we could take a look.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey,
Mm,
we could. Hey, give me that.
I'm give you that what?
Yes, Sophie.
I'm going to go a bardic inspiration
You
to.
can't do that till we're in.
I actually have to be in.
We have to be in
It's
combat to
best.
do
I mean,
that.
you can, but it's best.
It only lasts for 10 minutes.
Well, I just figured I could give it to. Oh, but I have to rest to do it again. Okay, you're right.
Right. So you don't want to really waste it right now.
See what else? Make sure I go through my list.
We just need to create light. So I was going to take the purple, good old purple candle from Huckleberry because most of us see well, except for.
Why do you want to
Except
create
for our new
light?
friend.
I was gonna throw it into the middle of that cavern. See what we see.
How far down is the cavern?
It's 40 feet from here.
Oh, well, why don't I just create a bonfire 20 feet in the room?
I didn't know you could do that. So
60
thank you for
feet?
that. Okay, so 20
It
feet in
might
that room.
It
The
might let
bonfire
everyone
starts.
know that we're here.
That's
Well,
true.
yeah. You think it doesn't, I don't know. Let's,
Can Huckleberry sneak down to the stealth his way? No, he can't. Wrong character. Never mind.
Optimus is not stealthy.
No.
It's a +1.
I could definitely attempt to get down there, but I am still a dwarf, so it's kind of strange to think that. But I wouldn't mind kind of sneaking down there. You know, I can as I get closer to the edge. Do I see anything? Is there any can I check for traps or anything like that? Because I can do all that kind of thing.
Oh, I mean, you certainly are welcome to check for traps if you'd like. I mean, you understand that makes your movement extremely slow.
Yes, it does. But I think in this first hallway, I'd like to check for traps.
Okay. So you creep along, and you make it to the end of this hallway, and you neither find nor trigger any traps.
Okay. Now, when I get to the end of that hallway, there's a big cavern, you said, and what do I see out there? As far as I can see, or?
Yeah, it does indeed go back at least 60 feet. You see several large stalagmites, a couple on each to your left and to your right, kind of scattered about the cavern. If you get right to the very edge of between the tunnel and the cavern and look to your left, you see off kind of behind the stalagmites, what looks like some crates and sacks and things of that sort.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak my way back up, quietly still, and I'd like to report, that it looks like maybe there could be a hideout in here. There's not much light, so I think that Derek, you appear to be human, my friend. So I don't see you seeing in the dark very well, do you?
No, I don't.
Hey Huckleberry, let him borrow that purple fire thing you had the other day.
Magic flame, and he gives you a magic torch that automatically lights. It doesn't produce any heat nor fire, but it does produce light. And Huckleberry says, and I will expect that back at a later time.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it is awesome, isn't it? I've had it for a long time.
So Spencer, so why don't we take the front and we'll make our way in. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan to me. Let's do this.
All right, guys. So I don't know what's happening behind us.
Sophie will be following.
And I make my way to the end of that tunnel.
And I follow directly behind.
All right.
And I
You all make it to the edge of the cavern, right?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Corey.
Yes, that's correct.
So go ahead.
Okay, so I would like to make my way. Okay, so now it's.
Oh, wait a second. Hang on. All right, so maybe I should just box text you. That might help. The entrance tunnel leads into a large cavern supported by natural pillars of rock. A natural pillar of rock containing 3 stalagmites. In the western part of the cave, behind the column of rock, are 3 bedrolls. You see this once you get up to the point you're at. 3 bedrolls and a heap of ordinary supplies: sacks of flour, bags of salt, cask of salted meat, lanterns, flask of lamp oil, pickaxes, shovels, and other gear. You can see once you get to this point that the northeastern section of the cavern has collapsed, forming a 10-foot wide, 20-foot deep pit. A sturdy hemp rope is tied off around a nearby stalagmite and dangles down the side of the pit, at the bottom of which is a rough-hewn tunnel heading northwest and east.
It looks like we need to climb down this rope.
Well, yeah, but I think we also may have found where the
The
village.
supplies went.
Well, so, yeah, the supplies went, and also the village's looters probably. So,
Do those supplies have property of Phandalin on them?
As you go over to take a little closer look at the supplies, you step around the corner of the stalagmite, and you see propped up with its back against it is the body of a dwarf. Somewhat decomposed, probably been dead for several weeks.
Do we recognize the dwarf?
Those of you who were there for the time of Rufus, when Rufus was found, he looked very similar to the dwarf that you saw there, but it's probably not the same guy. Yeah. Since
That
you
would
saw-
only be Huckabus, right?
What's that?
right, that would only be Huckabus.
No,
Yeah.
Guthrag.
Yeah.
Cathrag, you were around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the severed head.
You think that he's related to Dungren?
And so we now see the final resting place of the last of the rock seekers.
Of the Rock Seekers?
I think so, yeah.
And that's why I kind of like put his hand over his nose a little bit and then bent down to get a closer look. But nod. Yeah. Alchemist is right.
Are these the people who with the mine?
Can't hear you, what?
Are these the dwarves that would have been with the mine?
Been with the mine. I don't know what you mean.
The mine that we're looking for.
They were the ones looking for the mine.
Well, I think it might be below us.
I think you're right. My rope skills are not all that wonderful, but I think that we may have to go.
And Bopsic just makes his way right over the rope, and I'll roll dexterity if you like, but I don't have a problem with that. Makes his way right down the rope.
All right, y'all going down the rope?
I will
Yes.
attempt to follow.
I will attempt as well.
Before Huck goes down the rope, he's going to try and search the body to see if there's anything on it.
But carry on, Carl.
Before Huck goes down the rope, he's going to search the body of the rock seeker to see if there's anything down on it.
He has absolutely nothing. He's clearly been
Looted. He's going down the rope, though.
Yep. As a matter of fact, when you're looking, you see he looks like he probably, before he was killed, he was probably tied up.
The poor fellow.
All right. So everybody who's going down the rope in order can roll me a climb check.
What do you
As we go
what do you
down,
mean
you
by
mean?
that?
I'm sorry.
Athletic?
I don't know. Whatever that is nowadays. Athletics. There's not an actual climbing.
Okay.
I think it's
You can use your choice of strength or dexterity.
Okay, so either athletics or acrobatics.
Well, I mean,
Which is better for you?
don't use athletics, but you can use the better of your strength or dexterity. along
Okay.
with you.
I have a quick question. I have a knotted silk rope. Is that going to?
Are you going to tie it off around the stalagmite and drop it over the side?
I do believe I am.
Okay. If anybody wants to use that rope?
Yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Anybody wants to use that rope can roll with advantage.
Well, thank you. I will try that rope as well. Thank you, Miss Sophie. It looks like that will be very sturdy. And that made a natural 20 for me, so thank you.
Yeah!
You can all just go and roll at the same time. Anybody who rolls less than 8, let me know.
Wow. Huck got a 10. He's very happy by that 8.
I got a 19.
Okay.
I wasted a 20 on that. I do it with a plum.
I got an 11 on that.
All right.
Cool,
I'll
so
make
nobody had the bad number.
Yeah, I thought I was screwed until he said 8.
It's pretty easy. All right. So y'all get down to the bottom. So you can head either. Well, no. In this case, actually, I misspoke earlier. There's just an exit to the northwest. You're gonna head out that way.
Absolutely.
All right.
Are the walls hewn like it's somebody? Is it a cavern or is it a man-made structure or building or whatever?
It looks like clearly it's been excavated. The dwarves quickly recognize it as definitely a mining operation. It kind of looks like it kind of weaves around a little bit, which is the way normally it works when you're following a vein of an ore. The area consists of numerous intersecting passages. The ceilings here are only about 6 foot high, and several of the passages end in partially excavated rock faces.
And nothing miraculous, nothing spectacular, nothing. Just looks like a mine.
Yeah, I mean, you're wandering through it. You're going to conceivably come out somewhere at the other end.
Yeah.
A bunch of what you do. So I need you to roll me a perception check, please, Mr. Lead Dwarf Cordy.
Okay, I will do that. That is 16, 17 minus 1.
Okay. Somebody roll me a d20.
Oh, yay.
Boom.
Got it.
What number did you get?
I got it too.
Sure you did.
That's so Guthrag.
It is. Well, I don't think it's supposed to be like. Yeah, never mind.
Okay, well, what did that so Guthrag do to me?
All right. So, you are heading down one of these tunnels, and everybody's following. You go maybe 50 feet or so.
Yeah.
And you notice this yellow goop kind of drips down from the ceiling and
Does it land on me?
lands on the floor right next to you.
Can I back up? And does it drip again?
Well,
And I-
you decide to back up. Of course, everyone is right behind you, so you're
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah. And I kind of do the arms out thing, you know what I mean? Like, whoa.
So roll me another d20, Guthrag.
I got it. I'll roll a different one this time. 17.
All right. Everybody else can roll me initiative now as well.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh.
Dun,
Was that
dun,
my initiative
dun,
run?
dun, 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 dun.
Oh, 18 plus 2. I think that makes 20.
That wasn't your initiative, Guthrag, just to be clear.
Oh, so I do it again?
One for you, yeah.
Grr.
Nice. Okay.
Oh. Man.
Oh, no.
You got a 5.
I also got a 5.
Did anyone beat a 17?
I got a 20.
All right.
Oh, I rolled initiative for the monster, didn't I?
All right. What are you going to do, Corey?
All right, so what do I see?
Well, you saw this gloop and you looked up.
uh-huh.
It appears that the whole top of this tunnel is covered in this ugly yellowish goop.
Are there any like stalagmites or anything like around it at all? It doesn't look like teeth or anything around it, does it?
You don't see anything that looks like teeth or anything.
Okay.
You watch it for a
Nothing.
second, and it kind of, you know how when something kind of, you get kind of a gelatinous thing up on a ceiling. You know how it kind of pulls together, for lack of a better word, and it starts
Right.
to be
Right,
it's
right.
an area. There's a few areas that are doing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid this stuff, and I'm gonna point out that it's there. And do I see? Okay. Do I see anything else?
No.
I'm gonna. Okay. I'm going to move a little closer.
A little closer to what?
To down the hallway that we're still, heading.
Okay.
Avoiding the pile of grossness in front of me, and just I don't know. I'd like to, just go as easy and stealthy as I can, and hold my action until either something attacks me or I come across something. And I'd like to move 25 feet.
All right.
Is there anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Big,
So if I get to the end of that 25 feet, I'm just going to hold there at the end and, take a defensive stance.
Looks like the tunnel is going to curve just a minute. But,
Yeah.
probably next move, looks like the tunnel's going to turn a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
And I do that, like a point out thing, saying that it listens to tunnel curves. And
Okay.
that's all I can do, really. Take a defensive stance, please.
All right. So somebody, I'm sitting here in the dark. So could somebody write down the initiative order for me, please?
Yeah, so it's me. Yeah.
The thing. So it's the thing's turn. Let's go ahead and welcome Andrew to the party. Andrew, could you roll me a d20, please?
You're muted,
Okay.
Andrew.
Rolled a 19.
All right. Does a 23 hit you?
Yes, it does.
All right. Then one of these pods that are up on the ceiling kind of forms into like a tentacle and reaches down and smacks you in the top of the head. Could you roll for me 3d6, please?
Yay!
Oh, good.
Welcome to the party, indeed.
We got a total of 13. Ouch.
Okay.
Ouch.
You'll take 15 points of damage.
Good lord.
A good deal of it comes from the impact, but then you feel like the side of your scalp tingle with this acidic burn.
Fantastic.
Welcome.
To Xenomorph.
The 16.
Okay, so
Okay, whatever.
all right, who had the next after 16?
16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9,
11.
11.
11. Okay, Huck.
Wait, I'm sorry, I was muted. 15.
Oh,
There you go.
okay. So Sophie,
sorry.
then Huck.
Okay.
Okay.
So you
Tell me
see
again.
this great big yellow tentacle come down from the ceiling and punch the new guy in the head.
Big yellow tentacle.
Mhm.
And if I look up, I'm assuming I'll see it.
Yeah, it did not feel good.
The whole ceiling is covered with this yellow goo.
But it doesn't look like there's a body per se.
Absolutely no body. Nope.
And did the tentacle go back in? Or is
It
it
kind
still
of
out?
up a bit. It didn't actually, it doesn't like go flat, but it
Okay.
kind of
Well-
bunges down and slaps somebody in the head.
I'm gonna use my Eldritch Blast just to see. I've never seen something like this before. I'm assuming. So I'm going to Eldritch Blast. Does a 23 hit?
Yes, it does. I'm going to apologize a bit. I just got the battery running low message, so at some random time I may be disappearing shortly. There are 2 trucks outside now, so hopefully maybe I'll be back. But we'll see.
Yes. Oh, you said a 23 does hit, which I would have hoped so.
And what kind of damage is Eldritch Blast?
So I'm looking up because oh wait. Okay, I'm on the sheet. I think it is electrical, whatever that would be. Does that make sense? Let's see.
I think it's 1d8.
I mean, he was asking, I think, what school. I think that's what you're asking, isn't it, Ken?
What type of damage?
What type of damage?
Which is, you're looking like evocation? Is that what you're asking?
Nope.
Okay.
Here, hold on, I'm almost there.
Instantaneous. It says it's an evocation cantrip. And then if I go down as duration, instantaneous. A beam of crackling energy streaks toward a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against
Force,
the target.
force damage is what it says. It says force damage. So
Okay.
it doesn't have really, force damage.
No, force is a type. That's fine. Okay.
Okay. So,
How much damage?
give me 1 second. I hit the
1d10.
wrong button. Hit the wrong button. Okay. 1d10. 7.
Okay. Corey, would you keep track of that for me, please?
I'm also, as a bonus action, who is
Yep.
standing close enough to me. I'm assuming that our
I'd be
so-
probably closest to you.
you'd be closest to me.
Well,
Yeah.
I think based on your marching order, it would actually be Huckabus and
Archivist.
Guthrag.
Okay, I'm gonna give Guthrag a plus bardic inspiration.
Oh, well, you don't have to be close. I mean, they're gonna be able to hear you or something. So
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I thought I had to be close.
Oh.
Okay, well then I'm going to give. Sorry, Guthrag. I'm going to give. I'm going to give punching. Well, no, punching boy can't get up there. I'm going to give it to Guthrag because he didn't you have throwing axes.
Yeah, and I have Guiding Bolt.
Okay, Guthrag.
Yeah.
I think I heard Huck was next.
Huckabus,
Archivist is next.
Can Huckabus see this creature, whatever this thing is up there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can see this yellow, slimy, gooey stuff all on the ceiling. That some of it kind of formed into a tentacle and whacked the new guy in the head.
Ugh. Huckabus is going to chromatic orb up at that thing.
Right.
He's going to do lightning damage.
All right.
And let's see, is that a range? It is, isn't it? Range spell attack. Probably misses. That's a 15.
Oh, it's a hit.
I'm sorry, that's a 14.
Also a hit.
Oh, hey, that's exciting. That is 3d8 of wackadoodle.
It's
My
just
dice
a big
box.
jelly just kind of lying there. So
What's that?
it's just a big jelly thing lying there. It's not
Oh,
actively dodging or anything.
oh dear. Well, that doesn't sound promising. That's 9 points of damage.
All right, so Alchemist, you keep your chromatic orb up. It slams right into the middle of this goop and sends electricity zapping all around it. And when light, I just lost my light. I'm probably gone. When the light from your electricity goes,
No.
What's the plot?
Oh, we can't do that any better. When the light of the electricity goes,
Goes what? Goes what? Well,
Then it explodes, and then pieces of platinum rain down everywhere, and then a Tarrasque busts through the wall of the cavern, and Guthrie rides it.
why is it always a Tarrasque?
Because the Tarrasque is the best monster in D&D, dang it.
Huckabus doesn't care. It's raining down platinum. He's dancing in circles, going, "It's raining platinum, hallelujah! It's raining platinum, hallelujah!" There's a little ABBA for your evening.
There you go.
Wait, isn't that It's Raining Men?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's raining platinum, apparently. Hey, as I said repeatedly, this is not how this night normally goes. Thanks for playing with us,
Hey.
Andrew.
It's not a problem. I totally understand.
Hopefully next week will go smoother. I guess we're still live. I don't know what that means exactly.
I don't know if anybody's can stop that. You might be live for a while. Oh wait, no, well, his is gone. Is there anything we can do to stop that? I wonder.
I don't think so.
No, I don't. And if he's not in the call, I'm not sure how it can still be live.
I guess if we all just left.
Yeah. Well, he just sent us a message saying that his laptop is dead.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well, that's unfortunate.
By the way, 26 years ago today was the first Hellboy cartoon, if anybody's a Hellboy fan. Hellboy
What?
comic book, excuse me. 26 years ago today, can you imagine? Yeah.
It's crazy. Who would have thought? It doesn't think it should be that short. I mean, that long. I mean, sorry.
26 years? Yeah, no kidding. I only got into Hellboy about, 6 or 8 years ago, so it definitely doesn't seem like 26 years to me. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Big
father
Mulliverse.
was all about it when it first came out.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I wish that the Ron Perlman movie had been better.
Absolutely.
They spent so much money on because it looked good, but boy, that script was just terrible.
Sport. Hey, as long as he's sporty about it. As long as he's sporty about it, we can just keep it sporty.
Sporty. Here we go. The last thing we heard was Huckabus's lightning damage did.
Yeah, pretty much. Man in Seattle climbs to the top of an 80-foot tall tree and refuses to come down.
Well, good for him.
Hucklevis's new
Destroyed part
nickname.
of the tree by arming himself with foliage and twigs to throw at officers.
I have a lot of respect for that.
The
man.
last thing we heard was Hockeyverse lightning did damage.
That's fantastic. That's his new nickname.
Hockeyverse.
When you say Hucklevis in the speak and spell, it never comes out.
Hockeyverse.
Yeah, Hockeyvis. Hockeyvis likes to play hockey.
That's funny as shit. We're not turning this into type to text. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it.
No. The DM can type what we need to do and we can respond. No thank you.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Well. Well, guys, it was fun. If not disjointed and awkward.
I kind of would almost wish I would like to reset back to that door. You know what I mean? And go, or at least back to, not reset the fight or anything, but you know what I mean? Like, we just still got so weird there near, at some points. There's things that we could do.
No, the whole night was weird.
Yeah.
The whole night
And
was
I
weird.
would have never gotten that, I would have never went that fast, and, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Weird.
And Andrew wouldn't have died on his very first night.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that's a shame.
That took a wallop out of me, Jesus.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. That
Welcome
one
to the
hurt
game.
A lot.
3d6 can be a real bitch.
Yeah.
That's why Guiding Bolt is so good, because it's 4d6.
46.
Let's do it right now. Oh, wow. Oh my god. That was a die.
Would you roll 4 1s?
No, I got a 6. 2 2s and 2 1s.
Oh, Joe, that sucks.
Oh my god, what's going on with these dice?
They hate you. They hate you.
Okay, I'm using my other dice. Please to me. Okay,
Well,
that
guys, I tell you what, I think I'm gonna
Yeah, might as
Did it.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have another still, so.
all this build up to such an uneventful night.
It's all
All right,
good.
guys.
Anyway, well, but everybody will be here next week. It's the week after that we're doing the
Correct.